So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, most fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I am so glad that you guys found me. Here I am. Here you are. I hope you guys stay and that these readings resonate with you. For those of you guys who are returning to this channel, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed that you're here, and I can't wait to get into your reading. And you guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. Today's reading, we'll be using these decks right here. I'll put a link to the tarot deck flip throughs for these decks so that you guys can energetically charge these cards at any point in time, or if you're a tarot reader and you're interested in what the cards look like, I do have a playlist with most of these decks for your review. But today's reading, we're looking at what are you being called to do and why? Now, this message is coming from your higher self, okay? So your higher self is trying to communicate to you something that you're being called to work towards or take action upon, or maybe not take action upon. I don't know what we're going to see, but we're going to leave it open to your higher self to come through with whatever messaging in regards to what you're being called to do right here, right now. So this is a timeless reading, meaning whenever you come across this video, if you are drawn to it, the message was meant to find you at that point in time, no matter how old this video is, okay? But do not force any of the messages to fit for you, okay? So we'll sort of pick up what it is energetically you're experiencing so that we know whether this is indeed your messaging or not, okay? This will be a pick a card reading, meaning I'll put 3 options from this Mushroom Spirit Oracle, and then you will select whichever one you're drawn to, and that will be the one that has the bulk of your messaging, okay? Now, it's fine to be drawn to multiple cards, multiple piles. We have many aspects going on in our world, okay? We're multidimensional beings. Occasionally, if you're in very intense situations, people, places, things, I could be reading the energy as your energy, and it could be someone belonging. It could be belonging to someone around you. It could be a situation or circumstance. It's hard to say whether it's a person, place, or thing. It's just energy, and people, places, things carry energy vibration. Okay, and as an energy reader, I don't see little names on top of it saying person, place, John Smith, Jane Doe. It doesn't tell me any of that, okay? Also, it's not like a vending machine, okay? I don't hit D3 and select exactly what it is that I'm trying to see, like from a catalog, okay? So it doesn't work like that. And whoever is gifted, okay, to the point where they're able to channel at some point in time, and their channeling comes through specific to them, okay? It chooses them. They don't choose how it's supposed to come about. So I can't make it any different than how I channel, okay? And the reason I keep going on and raping on about this, and people are probably like, why is Linda going off about it? It's because some people are like, why did you say it's about this? And then they go and they delete their comment. What do you mean, why did I say? First of all, it's not me saying anything. Second of all, I don't choose. There's no choice in the matter here. And if it doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. Okay, it's not your reading. And it could be. And maybe you're just too blocked. You're not seeing it, okay? But I'm not going to force it. And maybe you're not blocked. Maybe it really isn't your reading. But maybe that's why it's showing you what you're not understanding. So you can open up that plug, you know? Maybe you're constipated spiritually. I don't know what to tell you, you know? So the channel stands as it is. There's many people that come through here. If you want a very specific reading to you, I offer personal readings on my website, okay? But sometimes general readings are more accurate. You just need to fine-tune your intuition and never pay for a reading again, okay? Once you fine-tune it, you'll know, because the energy should be your overall situation, okay? There goes my email confirming. So without going on and on about it. If it doesn't resonate, see you later. You know what to do. And if it does resonate for you, then leave specific messages that are very detailed for those who they're meant for. That's it. Okay, it's the overall energy in that pile that should resonate. And if it doesn't, go check out another pile or another reading altogether, or another reader altogether if you're not jiving with how I channel. Okay, I can't change how I channel, nor do I want to change how I channel. Okay, because it's nothing that I'm even selecting. So I don't even understand that language. Okay, so beautiful angel. I will see you guys at the card selection, and I will put timestamps below, and I will see you guys at your picks. All right, let us get into the card selection. So if at any point you're called to 1, 2, or 3, I'll put the timestamp below, okay? But I will reveal the cards after I pull them out, okay? So just let your intuition tune into my intuition. We'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message for the collective tuned into this reading regarding what it is their higher selves are wanting to pull through here in regards to, or what are they being called to do and why at this time. For pile 1, 2, and 3, what are they being called to do and why from their higher self? I'd like to take this time to thank your higher self, my higher self, or spirit guides and Spirit for this message. Thank you so much, Spirit, and thank you so much to you for allowing me to channel your energy at this time. Pile 1 and pile 2, and for pile 3, got 2 cards for pile 3. Are they together, Spirit? Yes. Okie dokie. So sometimes I get 4 piles unbeknownst to me. But no, we got 3 piles here. Okay, so I know sometimes with 2 it might be a little bit more tricky, and this doesn't surprise me because when I shuffle the cards, this pile was getting doubles for some reason. Okay, so just listen to your intuition. Okay, there's no right or wrong. There's just your first sort of pull will most likely have your messaging. Okay, if you're pulled to all of them, that's fine too. If you want to listen to all of them, that's fine too. If you're not drawn to any of them, that's fine too. Okay, don't force it. So let's take a look. Option number 1, we have the blue Myces, Discovery Unknown. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyway, that's number 27. Okay, never mind my nails. I removed my nail polish and they're all discolored. So option number 2, we have 23 with Wrinkled Peach Mushroom and Unique. Okay, option number 3, we have 2 cards for you. We have the Cordyceps with this Essence, number 7, and we also have the Indigo Milk Cap with True Colors with 33. All right, so leave it like that. Yeah, so just sit with the energy, okay? And if you're really feeling stuck, just close your eyes, and whenever you're ready, open your eyes, and then whichever one you're pulled to will most likely be your pile, okay? And I will see you guys at your card selection. Hi, option number 1, you guys pick card 27 with the blue Myces, Discovery Unknown. That's a wild mushroom. I don't think I've ever seen. It almost looks like it's sugar-coated here. So we're looking at your higher self pulling through with guidance, essentially. What are you being called to do and why? Okay, so we'll see. I was feeling as though this is going to come through a little more practical, okay, but obviously there's deep meaning in all of my readings, obviously, or with everything. Everything has deep meaning, really, at the end of the day, okay? And we could ask your higher self to give you some understanding of energy in regards to where you're at, okay, so that you know that this resonates for you. Okay, if none of what I'm saying here makes sense, then it's just not your timeline. Okay, don't force it to fit. And I do suggest you sit through the card layout if you're wanting to develop your intuition. But if you're wanting going straight away to your channel message, that I will put a link below. Okay, so let's take a look. We have wedding. So I immediately saw the Four of Wands here with this wedding. Okay, and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is celebration. The Four of Wands is like a commitment of sorts. So let's keep going. We have purpose with Melissa. And it says, what is the point of it all is the trigger statement. And the true statement is, I am special. You have a unique place in this world with gifts and talents that only you can provide. Use your connection with the divine to share them. Okay. Earth. And we have tiger. Embrace touch and sensuality. Okay. Getting Eros energy from the tiger and some divine feminine energy. And then we have 59. Gifts from the past. I was going to say gifts from spirit. Oh my goodness. Gifts from the past. Okay, so that's number 14. Sagittarius energy and also Taurus energy. Little compass here. And then we also have 78 with green. So we have number 15, which is Capricorn energy and some Gemini energy with green. Also feeling Pisces with this eye and all this clouds that are looking a little like water. Or even from this blue, it's giving me a lot of Pisces. Okay, and then we have Mars in Scorpio with criticism. Another 6 because we had 15 here. So more lovers energy and devil energy with the 6. Okay, and there's the other eye. Intuitive eye here. So the bouquet could talk about appreciation. Okay, the eye of the intuition. Now this finger's pointing. So criticism. Be pointing something out here. Lovers, devil energy. Okay, Mars is divine masculine. It's Aries, Scorpio energy. And we had some divine feminine pulling through for me with this tiger. Okay, and the Four Wands is the masculine and the feminine union. Okay, it could definitely be two aspects of self pulling through. The sun's giving me masculine. Screen's giving me earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, so we have 13 Scorpio energy with joy. Beautiful joy. It's giving me a Four of Wands type 10 cups energy. Even with the dolphins here is giving me 2 cups. Okay, but with the 13, oh, that's, yeah, death energy, Scorpio energy with the sun. Sun meets Scorpio. Something's illuminated. But I feel there's harmony here. There's family here. Okay, wow. That's interesting. Then we have 24, another 6. Okay, so 6 here. Where else did we have 6? I thought we had 6 somewhere else. No. Well, we have a 6 here. I thought we did. Okay, well, yeah, here. 15 is 6 and 6 and 6. So we have 3 6s. Okay, sorry, I channel in numerology, so it's important for me to really marinate in the energy. So 66 is service as a source of joy, in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. Okay, this is green is the heart space. And this deck is wonky with the chakras, but the green is the heart space in this deck. Okay, for chakra energy. Balance. So what did I say about the masculine and feminine coming online? That's definitely this balance card, okay? Especially in the heart here. Wow. And the heart does speak of true joy, okay? Beautiful. So then we have straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Oh my goodness, 52. And that's number 7. So 7 is Cancer energy and Tower, straddling worlds, wandering between realms. That sounds exhausting. I don't want to wander anymore. Okay. And then we got triangulation, 28. Sort of this wandering between realms, you know. Triangulation, it's like, well, it depends on the context here, but it's like not a direct path, you know. It's like the indirect path. So 10 is Wheel of Fortune, Sun, feeling masculine energy coming through this, and Scorpio energy with the transformation. Ends of cycles. But I'm really being drawn to the broken up number, which I'm not always. But 2 is the balanced duality, which we were feeling masculine, feminine. Okay, and 8 is all about movement, strength, attainment. 8 is the strength card in the tarot, which is all about the courage to face your fears. Okay, so Leo, Aquarius energy is also about leadership and abundance and goals. Okay, 2s are about duality, balance, partnership, polarity, contrast. Okie dokie, uniqueness. You know what? If you guys were drawn to pile number 2, I think the mushroom card was unique. There definitely could be a connection, okay, somehow to you. So 4 is divine masculine energy because that is the emperor. So we have some Aries and some Scorpio here, but 4s are all about structure, foundations, planning. This is the purple, which is the third eye chakra. We were really feeling with the intuitive eye. Okay, so uniqueness, different, feeling different. Authenticity, sensitivity. Okay, sensuality, singularity, eccentricity, and taste for aesthetics. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance, with the divine feminine represented of this masculine. Okay, this is very interesting energy I'm getting. Beautiful purples and blues. Okay, so spiritual, and then the blue could be representing the throat chakra here. Authentic expression, communication. Okay, and then we have the root chakra with the number 2. So the 2 standing out again here. Balance, duality, choices, partnership, diplomacy, contrast, polarity. It says altruism, self-forgetfulness, self-sacrifice, love, devotion, generosity, being at service. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving, compulsion, ideal, ego level. So this is really that we were feeling that 66. Service is a source of joy, in which one pours from an overflowing cup, not martyrdom. So when we're at that point, it's true altruism, not martyrdom, being selfless from an overflowing cup. Okay. Okie dokie. And then we have the dependability. And look at this 2 cups energy, your lover's energy with the 2 here. So dependability. It doesn't say codependent. Okay, dependability. This is really giving me a 2 cups balance flow. It's giving me these 2 dolphins, like I said. It's giving me these 2 wands energy. The masculine and the feminine again here. Okay, and then we have manifest. And you're always manifesting, whether you're aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts, and you're being asked to manifest consciously through positive thinking, so you'll attract into your life exactly what you're wanting. Yeah, and then we have confusion with 60. Ego's pitfall, stress level. Okay, so another 6. Lots of 6s in your reading. Okay, but 6 is problem solving, compassion, harmony. Okay, community, which is this 4 wands. It's love, it's healing, it's service, domesticity. So we have mistrust and skepticism, difficulty disengaging, fatalism, anguish and anxiety, search for evidence, need for guarantees. Type 6, the loyalist thinking center between mistrust and trust. Devil energy and lover's energy. So we have Capricorn and we have Gemini. Let me put the tarot over here. You guys can skip ahead. I will begin to channel this energy. Okay, pile number one. I'm definitely going to need some more to see, okay, because it sort of falls a little short or flat for me, but usually it ends up being clear by the end of it. So just kind of stick to it, unless, of course, it's completely sounding like it's not making any sense at all. Okay, then you can go check out another pile. Now, like I always say, it could be your energy around you, person, place, or thing. I can't tell whose it belongs to. Okay, it's somewhere in your vicinity if this is your pile or not. And so I was asking spirits to come from your high self. What are you being called to do and why? Okay, and to give us an idea, sort of, that you know where you're at in regards to this energy, whatever energy it is, your situation, circumstance, the feel, so that you know it's your pile. Okay, so there is a feel here of almost like uncertainty is really what it feels like here. Okay, like there it's teetering on what's the point, because it's like, what's the point of it all? I'm not quite sure if it's leading me anywhere. Of course, you'd click on a video like this if you're not clear or certain of where you're going or why you're going or why things have happened, how they've happened. Wandering between the realms. We're not quite there yet. There, wherever there is. But I feel like there's a strong knowing within you that you're going somewhere, clearly, and that whatever has transpired up until now has been for some purpose. I feel there's a very intuitive energy about you, for sure. And there's been a lot of growth already. Okay, like a lot of growth already in regards to whatever you've experienced. Look how interesting this is. And I just noticed this right now. Oh, this is giving me chills. We see 3 hands here. Okay, 3 hands. But these 2 are really sticking out. It's like hand from the universe. Okay, and here this hand's coming from the nature, the green, the vines. And so it's like whatever has transpired, it was an act of the universe. Okay, just like I'm seeing like all the aces in the traditional tarot have a hand from the cloud. It's like out of nowhere, the universe presents you with something. Okay, because it's the first card of the minor arcana has to start from the universe. Out of nothing comes something. The universe blesses you, a new opportunity, whatever suit. Okay, and in this case, clouds or wind. Okay, and greenery. It's definitely the universe has guided you throughout some experience. And of course, all of us are guided by the divine, but this feels very, very specific to you. Okay, so you've already gone through it. And now you're on the other side, is really what's showing here. You're at the precipice of a new beginning. Okay, but the new beginning, it feels a little foreign here, because I think you kind of got plopped out on the other side and you feel like you're straddling between worlds, because it's like I just went through a whirlwind of maybe confusion, a whole hell lot of growth, and I know that I am different than I was from when this started, for sure. So there's the I am special type energy. Okay, even though I never say no one's special, no one's chosen, we're all special and we're all not special. Okay, but the special to me is like there's something obviously that's specific to you, just like everyone has something specific to them. Something specific to you, a specific journey for you to see a specific thing about yourself. And I do feel it's in regards to your purpose here. Okay, discovery unknown. And so there's a big fat freaking question mark, because all of whatever you experienced here is fine, but it's like, what was it all for? Where's it all going? And then there's a big fat question mark. What am I manifesting here? And so for one, Spirit is talking about the balance, okay, of the masculine and the feminine, very heavy in your pile here, okay? But like I say, this is always talking about internal aspects of self, okay? But it does feel like there's a heavy sort of 2 cups here, because I feel like the you that's going to enter, that has entered the other side of this world, okay, is not the you that you were when you were navigating your journey. There's a balance and there's a connection to your heart space. And there's a consciousness of knowing clearly and seeing, okay, seeing better to make choices and decisions and be proactive in whatever choices and decisions you want to manifest. So there's a conscious manifestation that you're capable of doing that you were not capable of doing in the past to this capacity. Okay, and so there's something about your heart coming online, compassion coming online, really being connected to love, devotion, generosity from a true heart space, but not from a place of martyrdom. Okay, and from a conscious place, whether we want to direct it or not direct it towards however we want to do it. Okay, and I feel like there's seeing through illusion of maybe in the past where we could have been very stuck, confused, because when we're not seeing conscious, we start questioning a lot, and we're not sure of what the higher truth is. Okay, and so Spirit is saying through your higher self, and we'll pull some more tarot, is like the groundwork for what is coming next, which is what we asked about. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of this yet, okay? Because I'm really just seeing all up until this point. It's like what has happened to you and why it has happened to you is because there's a specific energy you're supposed to be encompassing here. Okay, and so this is raw, authentic, exposed energy that's not sort of that's very contained, very balanced. Okay, and this energy is primed and much needed for whatever purpose that's very specific to you, that's going to bring you a lot of joy. It was supposed to transform you, and you're going to be called to engage. Okay, it's you, and I don't know what this other cup is. A person, a community, a place, a thing that represents your purpose. This is exactly what you're manifesting here. So there is no doing. There is no what you're being called to do other than your higher self saying you have gone through an experience to prepare you for what is coming next. You've already manifested this thing. Who knows how long you've been manifesting it? And your energy was being primed for you to be incongruent with it, so you could reflect it, so it could be something long-lasting with this dependability. Okay, and only your energy specific in this calibrated, whatever you want to call it, the calibration of your energy was much needed in order to vibrate at the level of where you needed to be in order for this thing to be successful, if that makes sense, okay? And if it wasn't calibrated to that capacity, this thing would not be sustainable. This community would not come in. This lover's relationship would not come in. This experience would not come in. Okay, it's like specific, very, very, very specific to you here. And so this is a general reading, obviously. I can't tell you all of our specifics, but the purpose of this community, person, place that's coming in is now going to be matching your vibration, and that you've been always manifesting this thing, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. But now with your consciousness and all of this growth, you're going to see beyond what you couldn't see beyond in order to clearly make decisions. And so if this is a life path, which it is, okay, it really is, but a life path of like your, I don't know, let's say it's a relationship here. Okay, you're consciously choosing a conscious relationship. It's not happening to you, okay? And it's important that this is a conscious choice for this thing. It's like your conscious decision of seeing through whatever you needed to see through in order to choose this path. The path of X, your purpose, had to be done only by you and through you. You're going to be completely celebrated here, okay? And I feel like the heaviest energy your higher self is talking about right now is you're sort of still catching your breath, looking at the past and what you've gone through. And there's this like, whoa, like all of this, like all of this heaviness, all of this growth, all of this, all of these question marks. It's like, what is it all for? And did I learn what I needed to learn? And even though I grew here, it's like, what was it all for? And where's it all going? Okay, because I feel like you were saying, like, it was like a windy path that sort of suffocated you at one point in time with these vines. Okay, and this triangulation, it's like, why couldn't it just go to a direct path? It was like confusing at times, suffocating at times, overbearing at times, stretching you, growing you for sure, not direct at times. Okay, and so your higher self is saying it is specific to you. It's going to be rewarding to you. You've been manifesting this thing. You needed to be in this energy. Otherwise, this thing would not manifest. And it is reflecting back to you exactly your energy at the highest vibration after going through whatever this whole thing was. Okay, now discovery and unknown. I think there's a big fat question mark here that Spirit's still not sharing with us, or your higher self still is not giving to us. And then the sugar coat, I'm still not sure. Because I feel like we might... There's something about your past experience here that you're still processing potentially, you know? Maybe you're still trying to like... make it sweet too, and there's a reality here of something that maybe wasn't so sweet. There's still things here that we're discovering. So I want to see, we have wedding and dependability here with the lovers, and then we have joy here with the two soulmate dolphins. Okay, so let's see. This is a lot of questions I have. So Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Can we ask their higher self, what are they being called to do and why? So I think you are doing something right now, and it's in regards to the past that you're processing or thinking or looking. But your higher self is saying, like, you're already manifesting this thing, and maybe you're just processing what has just happened here. Let's see. Spirit, a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Their higher self. What are they calling pile number 1 to do and why? Yeah, you definitely have been highly guided in this path. I don't feel you had a choice to do anything other than what you did. Okay. That could be very confusing. Yeah, the moon. Okay. So moon is this intuition eye. We might have had to navigate the deepest depths of our fears. Okay, we had to use our intuition. There's a lot of question marks for sure, because it's like, I don't know, there's the 7 swords. Wow, this is deception, moon and 7 swords. You might have had to navigate through some heavy, heavy deception where you weren't shown the truth. And so it's like I had to grow through this. I had to work through this. And maybe I have to now process through all this stuff. Somehow, I don't see any cards of healing here. So have we healed this thing? Have we healed this thing? So remember I said the masculine and the feminine had to come into some form of balance throughout the card layout. I kept seeing that. That's what this is, the 2 cups coming together here. Okay, it's also the divine guidance, Sagittarius energy, Cancer energy. But in the reverse here, did we heal the experience? Let's see, Spirit, clear and concise message from their higher self. We'll lay it all out, and then we'll channel what this is about. Judgment in reverse. Okay. And then the 2 of Wands in reverse. Yes. And then why is the moon here? Oopsie. That one keeps going. Everything's falling apart like a tower. Look at that. Divine lesson. Divine lesson. Have we learned our lesson? Have we healed? 4 of Swords. 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, okay. And then why is this Judgment in reverse and this 2 of Wands in reverse? Pile 1's higher self. The Father of Cups. And the 2 of Cups, exactly what I was feeling. And then the Mother, oh my goodness. A lot of you guys, this is a relationship reading. I can't see it any other way. The Father and the Mother of Cups, the 2 Cups, the Lovers or whatever. Okay, let me just sit here with this tootly-toddly thing. Okay, pile number 1. I do feel this is a relationship, okay? But again, you and other. That's what you're manifesting here. And your higher self is like saying, well, what are you supposed to do? Heal whatever the fuck just happened here. How do I heal whatever just happened here? It was a divine lesson in order to prepare you for what's next. There's nothing you're supposed to do. What's next? It's coming. You manifested it. You're on the other side of this lesson. Okay, but the lesson is, have you learned whatever this was? Have you healed whatever this was? Are you stable enough right now? Because whatever you have processed needs to stabilize here. Okay, stabilizes, and we really need to like sit with the pain that's happened here and see through the illusion of the mind, which created the confusion. I had limiting beliefs about how I can or what can, or some sort of lie to self, that kept us feeling stuck, like we can't or we won't. This is the thing that was being healed in this. It is being healed. And you might be amidst the, oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice, amidst this transition from once this is healed and the judgment, the road opens up and the choice becomes very conscious and clear. It's you and your soulmate, the person you're meant to be with, or your divine life path purpose is opened up clearly. There is nothing to fight, to do, to learn, to do anything. Your higher self says there's a king and a queen of cups. Your other half here, okay? Now, I don't believe in other halves so much as it is someone who reflects you completely, feels exactly the same way you feel here, someone you can depend on, and not a whole bunch of confusion, not a whole bunch of uncertainty, not a whole bunch of I don't knows. Is someone very specific to you, okay? And seeing how unique you are here, it's someone who is very much fitting with you, like 2 peas in a pod here. Okay, this is not opened right now, only because is Spirit's saying we're closing out this experience and you're in this other side. Okay, and so I don't know if you're in a little pause period, okay, where you're going to be shown by the universe here this need for processing what just happened. So I don't know if this is still fresh. Maybe it's not fresh, but it's taking some time to heal. Okay. It's coming together, though. It is coming together. The universe is doing what it can, wherever it can. All you're needing to do is gain your bearings here. And once you're seeing, okay, exactly what it is you need to see, how stable and grounded and healed you are, through the own illusion that might have been getting in the way at one point in time, making you feel stuck or not free, then this opens up. Okay, you've manifested this thing. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Yeah, it's very beautiful here. Okay, so I don't know, like I don't want to stick on what happened in the past here with it, but it's clearly it's deception, but it's deceiving. Why? It wasn't an outright someone malicious. It could be for some of you guys a cheater, a liar, or a thief, to an untruth that wasn't being visible. It was hidden from you. And it created an imbalance. It created a need for healing. It created a 3 swords. It created maybe feeling stuck or feeling like, so like I say, I don't really want to dwell too much on that. Let me leave it like that because that's so beautiful. Let me just do some more cards here, okay? Because I feel this is falling flat for me, and maybe you guys are like, yeah, this makes complete sense. For me, not so much. Pile number 1's higher self. Pile 1's higher self, please. What is pile 1 being called to do and why? What am I missing here? Why is this not making sense to me? 4 Pentacles. So 4 of Pentacles in the light attribute is stability and security. Okay, it's a very solid, what I'm really getting, okay, so I'm getting a square in astrology, and so squares are very difficult. Okay, trines, things flow, things are harmonious. Square is very difficult, but a square, once you overcome difficulty, it becomes more solid than a trine. Okay, more solid, but it's not without its challenge. I feel like there's a huge challenge here that strengthens. Okay, it strengthens this dependability. It strengthens something here that needed to be strengthened. But Four of Pentacles is either being too held back or some sort of scarcity. Maybe we were healing a scarcity mindset. Maybe we were needing to let go of some sort of mindset or some form of comfort zone. Let's see here. A need for some form of stability or security. Pile number one's higher self. So what is pile one being called to do, and why? The Magician in reverse. There's this like trickster energy here that you were having to deal with. Virgo, Gemini energy. The Four of Wands, that's this energy I told you guys about. Okay, Four of Wands is my 1111, which could signify a twin flame. Okay, connection. It's the masculine and the feminine coming together for balance here on top of this Temperance. Magician. Okay, why is this 4? So we got 2 4s again. Like I said, 4 is all about structure, foundation, stability, planning, Emperor energy, and Death energy. Okay, transformation, releasing. This is the opposite of releasing. What are we needing to release here? Maybe we got to release something, someone. Father of Swords. Oops. So this is the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, King of Swords, Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, why is this Magician here? Pile one's higher self. What are they being called to do and why? Yeah, the Emperor in reverse. Really feeling that with the 4s. Divine Masculine in the shadow here. Seven of Cups, confusion. Seven of Cups in the reverse. And then the 6 of Cups. That's its soulmate's energy again. And then the 9 of Cups in reverse. I don't know how to read this thing. I mean, I do, but my fucking Lord. So, sorry, God, but this is really screwy, Huey and Louie. Soulmates, soul contracts, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment. The Judgment is still in the reverse, meaning something, there hasn't been a judgment call made just yet. In regards to what? Some sort of 2 of Wands energy. The 2 of Wands needs to open up. Where was it? Is this still here? Yeah, 2 of Wands. The minute the judgment's made, the choice, it has to be conscious. This has to be conscious to come together. And both people, okay, you have to be in a balanced union of self, masculine and feminine, to be in the right vibration or the proper vibration to match some other side here. But if the other side isn't vibrating at the same energy, then it's not synced up here. There seems to be your person. Okay, well, this is a new person, old person. For a lot of you guys, it's an old person. Okay, old, I don't know. It's your fucking person from past life. Whoever, this is your person. It's your mirrored soul. It's your soulmate. It's your twin flame. It's your person. I don't know if you've already met him in this lifetime. If you've been dealing with this person's been all buggered up here. I don't know necessarily that I even like this person, to be honest. Maybe you don't like this person anymore. This person is either held back, manipulative, hyper confused, can't commit, lacking self-confidence, a little immature, very much in shadow. I don't know. Maybe not even like knowing how to love oneself, how to offer a cup here. Very blocked. There's judgment being called on this thing. And I feel like you're free. Okay, if I'm reading this right, you're free because you're on the other side of the clouds, like I said. But if there's a soul contract, which is what this is giving me in this judgment, and you were involved in this thing, however you were involved in it, it's like once the conscious decision is made to either close this out, however, because we're all called to make our own decisions, it frees you. This person, the situation is still holding on to you. Okay, it could be this person is still confused, this person is still undecided, and undecided, you say, is a choice. It's like, no, it's only a choice when it's conscious. If someone isn't conscious, they make all sorts of reasons why they can't, or all sorts of things that they're doing. And yes, in the 3D, that is what they're doing. Lying or confusing or not committing or uncertain or not balanced or unloving or not offering. And all those things are real for sure. Okay, but that's the 3D is just one aspect of greater dimension here. Okay, and the universe is talking about lessons that are needing to be understood and learned through painful process that we're really needing to heal. Okay, mindsets, the way we love self, the way maybe we overgive or withhold, whatever we fell back on here. Okay, and this lesson of sorts needs to be understood in order for there to be a conscious decision made. Otherwise, it's unconscious, and the real lessons and the whole experience hasn't been processed. Now, does this mean you're being held hostage here forever? No, you're not held hostage here. And maybe this is why we felt sort of like this, like I don't know, something from the past was sort of holding us back, or like we're looking at the past here, like, oh, what the fuck is this, because our soul knows that there was not a judgment made or a finalization of some decision here, because I feel like your soul made some sort of judgment call. Okay, but there's this looming thing here, and Spirit is saying, regardless, whatever this person does, which, by the way, they have to be conscious, making a choice here. Okay, now they don't have to do anything, but they need to be conscious. Otherwise, it's not a choice. It's just asleep, and the soul contract wasn't fulfilled. The judgment call wasn't made. But you, on the other hand, are manifesting, no doubt, a partner here who reflects exactly you, feels the way you do, dependability. We have wedding, we have trust, we have equal value, we have sharing of love and intimacy and desire. Okay, in the physical, in the 3D, and in the spiritual. And this is exactly what you're manifesting. But this clusterfuck over here, I don't know what to tell you. Like, why is your higher self talking about this? Yeah, 9 of Cups in reverse is something that left you very feeling emotionally unfulfilled here, because someone could not connect to themselves, their own cup, step up, step forward, enter their role. Okay, the divine masculine couldn't enter the role of the 4 of Wands, couldn't come into union with self. And I do feel at one point in time, it might have been your wish fulfillment, and you're saying, well, I'm making peace with the fact that this was a soulmate, but I can move on, or I could heal, or I could detach, or I could still manifest, and maybe this is it. It's like, I experience all this and you're still making peace. You're still healing this thing. It's like, detach, let go. Do not hang on to this person who is sitting here. Okay, because it could go flip it either which way. So you'll know if you're moving on and you're moving forward and this energy is like hanging on to you, this is their own karma. Okay, but if you're still somehow wrapped up with this person energetically, okay, and you might say, well, how? Because this 6 Cups and this 4 Wands is like almost an impossible here in this Wheel of Fortune. And so this is why your higher self is saying, trust that this judgment is coming, and that the time to process and what it was that you're needing to see and heal and gain your bearings to heal is a process. And this is what's happening here. And you might not see it. And only when this healing is complete can you then be completely, like welcoming this 2 Wands, this manifestation. But there is nothing that you're going to be doing in regards to this manifestation. It's only going to be in divine timing, exactly. And so what's divine timing? Because we always hear that. It's not divine knows in 2026, December 2nd, you manifest this thing. Like, no, that's not what divine timing means. Divine timing, it doesn't have a time. It is at the point where the energy does what it's supposed to do, and people learn what they're supposed to learn, whether it's in this lifetime, 10 years from now, 1 week from now, 1 hour from now. That's divine timing. It's like, well, okay, you reached that point. And so it's up to us to reach that point, however long we take, but we got to be conscious to reach that point. That's divine timing. This is all divine timing. Okay, and so I think you're healing something here. But I feel I'm totally confused, like, because whoa, I don't know. This is annoying. Let me just close this out, because it's like, I don't think you should be dealing with this sort of an energy. This is not good. Not good, not good, not good, you know. But if there was a soul contract, which there seems to be with the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgments, then you got called, and maybe you were the only one called to call this out. You know, maybe call this person out. Maybe the first person to call this person out, whatever this thing that they were needing to see about their shadow. All of that stuff is shadow heavy, very heavy. Emperor in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. It's like, I am in my shadow completely, incapable of healing or stepping forward or seeing beyond some pain here. And so it creates a deceiving energy in the 3D. But how is that tied to you? Spirit, what am I missing? Can we ask pile number 1's higher self for closing this out? Make this clear so I don't leave them in a world full of confusion here. What are they being called to do, and why? Now, if you're hanging on to this person, it's time to let them go. Okay, let them go. So the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is confusion. What was the lesson all for? That's this. What was the point of it all? I don't see clearly. Have we learned the lesson? Okay, the wisdom of the heart, the wisdom of the mind the spirit, and the heart all have to be in unison, singing from the same songbook. Have we learned our lesson? And maybe there is this spirit waiting to see whether you've understood something here. Ace of Cups, self-love. Are you over giving? Okay, we have altruism. True altruism, or what? Martyrdom. Okay, so only we know. Are we full of self-love? Have we learned the lesson of self-love? The Hangman in reverse, Pisces energy, and then the Seven of Cups in reverse. This definitely could be your energy. Okay, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Pisces energy. Why is this Mother of Swords in reverse, spirits? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1 from their higher self. Yeah, Judgment in reverse and the Ten of Swords. It's time to make a judgment call here. Okay, that's what's closing out here. Okay, Ace of Cups in reverse. The Son of Cups, Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, okay, very clear. And then why is this Hangman here? And the Daughter of Wands, which is that's 2 wands opens up here, okay? 7 Pentacle and then the 3 Pentacles. So here's your message, okay? I don't know energetically. It could be that both you guys are sort of still at this point in time. But all I care about is this energy that I read, which is your energy. Spirit's showing you a lesson, okay? Spirit shows all of us lessons in order to be wise. Okay, wise, wisdom of the heart, wisdom of the mind. Okay, this isn't from like use your mind logically to make decisions, but it is after you can see clearly consciously, you can make wise decisions. Okay, wise decisions using your mind when you need to, but it comes from heart space and self-love. That was your lesson. Okay, now Spirit wants to know, have we seen anything different? Do we understand anything different? Are we out of sleepy state? Are we out of fantasy land? Do we see through the illusion? Are we able to cut through the illusion? And maybe it was like this person wasn't prioritizing you as someone who was special. You know, special. Like you were not selected here. And so there's a need for you to make your own truth. Why do you need to do all this stuff? Because then you call judgment on this thing. You put an end to this energy. You're able to move forward, opening up the 2 of Wands energy, and you can explore the second wand. Because right now your energy is giving to, okay, energetically, a situation that maybe there still hasn't been a judgment call. And when you put your energy towards the releasing the judgment call here and just exploring what's in front of you, you find a partnership, somebody who actually wants to work with you, to build with you in the 3D. Okay, so you're here in this process, and it requires you to be fully online here with your cup. Because, of course, if you were entering any connection or relationship with anybody where your cup wasn't available, or their cup wasn't available, it wouldn't be reflected. So your cup needs to be available. You need to be available to give and receive love and show love from a place of self-love. Okay? Have we learned the lesson? Not a place of overgiving, not a place of having to be shown our value, but truly understand our self-worth here. And when you've healed this and you see this and you understand this, then this lesson has been learned. Okay, it's painful, and maybe we don't want to close it out because it's so painful, or it's so painful. I'm still processing what happened here. Because like I said, it seemed like a whirlwind. It's like, what the fuck just happened? You know? And it's like, if we were so narrow in our 8 swords and seeing things the way we've always seen it, keeping things completely confused here, we would be like stuck in some sort of fantasy. And your higher self is saying, yeah, you're seeing through this fantasy. Rise above this. This is all for a higher perspective in regards to your understanding of your own self-worth and your conscious decision making. Because, of course, we all have a bunch of decisions. Do we stay? Do we engage? Do we go here? Do we go there? Like, you have tons of decisions. But when we're in a hangman reverse, it's like we don't understand or see because we're acting out of a lack of self-love or a need to value, or we're incapable of expressing our own emotion here. Okay, I feel your person might have definitely been incapable of expressing or moving forward with emotion. Okay, maybe they were very stuck in their mindset and not non-committal here with this 7 of Cups. And it's like there needed to be a change of perspective. Okay, and so on the other side is this like opening up for you to explore a connection here that is a 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, look at this Tower. It's like the deconstruction of false beliefs. And I think when this happens, it's going to be sudden and it's going to be unexpected. It's like, boom, like unexpected here. So we have Sagittarius in reverse, or Temperance in reverse, which is Sagittarius and the Ace of Swords. And then look, the Lovers, Gemini energy, and then the Father of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I think what you were wanting was not confusion and wishy-washiness here, okay, and whatever, Emperor in reverse, blah, blah, blah. The Lover's path has to be a conscious choice. That's what the Lovers is, a choice. Why? Because 2 people, in this case, in this love reading, 2 people need to be conscious to make a choice. One can choose, but if the other doesn't choose, then it's not a Lover's path, okay? The choice to be clear and honest. Both sides have to see the truth, meaning what? Meaning they can't be unconscious. They have to see beyond their pain. They have to see beyond their pain, and they both have to be balanced. They both have to heal whatever it was that was being called out in this journey, in this experience. They have to see it and understand the lessons and then be honest about it. That's the big revelation with this thunderbolt. And once the revelation is seen, the healing is done, the truth is spoken or seen, then we make conscious decision, then we can work together here, not invest in what doesn't work, or invest in the fantasy, or invest in the past story. Woe is me, I'm not good enough, I can't express myself, or I can't step up, or I'm not confident, or I'm a big whatever. That whole thing that we were learning, that's what's coming to an end here, okay? And I think it's a sudden, oops, where did the sudden go? Right here. A sudden experience of revelation. When it falls, it all falls at once. It's like I'm seeing the angels like break through the clouds, like, like I finally see. And what does seeing do? Liberate. Okay, it liberates oneself. So maybe we have to forgive, forgive ourselves. Maybe we got to forgive the other. Now, it's up to you what you want to do. You could be stuck in resentments or anger or hurts, whatever. This is all about liberating oneself through peace, through forgiveness. This is what the freedom is. It's like free, okay? And this is all about self, because I see 1 bird here, okay? And here, yes, we have 2, because both birds have to liberate themselves. But the Lovers, okay, and this card are depicted by geese. Geese are the mate for life. And we saw the dolphins when I was laying this out, and I said, this is soulmate energy. This is soulmate energy. 6 of Cups is soulmate energy. 4 of Wands is a divine partnership, a union of twin flame. Okay, and then we saw the Lovers coming through, which is also divine lovers. Okay, and then, of course, this 2 Cups energy I was feeling here. So, and then we saw the King and the Queen of Cups. Okay. And there's like on the other side of this is a union. Okay. For you. But the lesson has to be learned here. And so if this person, whatever in the past you're engaged with, can't see the light, that's their own lesson. I don't think it holds you hostage. I think you're the one who's needing to see some greater truth about what just happened here so that you can move forward in this beautiful exploratory energy, because the universe wants to provide you with a soul partner who feels how you feel, not who's all screwy, Huey, and Louie, okay? God bless their soul, but you don't need that no more. It's done, okay? It's finished. It's time to move on. And you can still have a soul bond, a soul tie to someone in the ethers and respect that fully. But you're here in the 3D and you don't got to be lonely and you don't got to be alone here. You're not violating anything, okay? And so you want to be seen, you want to experience, you want to be sharing. Okay, it should be flowing. Giving and receiving is a flow state. It's not withholding and manipulating and strategizing and undecided confusion and or fantasy. None of that. That's over. It's over. Put an end to that. Okay? That's what your high self is telling you. Pile number 1. I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys pick, I got so cold I had to get my robe, the wrinkled peach mushroom with unique card number 23 or the number 5. And we're looking at a message from your high self in regards to what are you being called to do and why, right here, right now. Okay, so I do suggest you sit through this card layout so that you can tune into your intuition to make sure that this is indeed your pile. Okay, but if you want to go straight away to the channel message, you can do so. So interesting, when I read the wrinkled peach mushroom, I was thinking like I was seeing a hand under the water for too long. So either immense in emotions, something about the emotions, like the depths of our emotions or navigating through our emotions for some time, or you get all wrinkly, the water, okay, but also something's taking long. Okay, but unique came out in pile 1 in one of the cards. So I do feel there could be a tie in energy somehow. If you were drawn, take that as a message that there might be more over there for you. Okay, but let's take a look. So we have deliberate creation. Yeah, conscious choice to create something here. Number 15. So we have devil energy and lover's energy. Take a look. Alrighty. Capricorn, Leo, and just because the sun, and Gemini. Okay, and then we have soothing with soothe. The trigger statement, I need to fix this. The true statement, I am willing to learn from this. Lift yourself above your life situation and observe as a witness. Understand that you are so much more than the story. Okay. And then we have abundance, 2 waterfalls, and the sun again, Leo energy, divine masculine coming through strong with the sun. 2 waterfalls, abundance, beautiful. And then we have union. Oh my goodness, that was the big theme over there for pile number 1. So it could be a continuation. Occasionally I get all 3 piles continuing from each other. This could be one of those days. And then we have the mountain lion, intimate embodied leadership. Oh my goodness. So I do see a divine feminine, because this is the lioness. Okay, but with all the sun here is masculine. So it could be a masculine coming into his feminine. Embodied, initiate embodied leadership. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm feeling a heavy Aries energy and Leo. The 2 sides here, the waterfall, 2 people, union. Okay, and then we have good things, 2 eyes. Pisces energy, 11. 11 is a spiritual number, divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. The hand's giving the emperor, because the hand means what? Accountability, a doing, taking action on something. Is something ripe? Good things. Okay, and then we have fortune, sun in Leo. Another 5. So we have 5, 5. 5, 5 is a master number. Change is the only constant. Divinely orchestrated change. Wow. Okay, Sun and Leo. And then 5 is Taurus and Sagittarius energy. And we have oneness with 45. Now, I do believe this is crown chakra. I'm going to check because this book or this deck is wonkadoodle. All the chakras are different colors. The only one that's normal is the heart. Normal is in the colors. And I don't know why they did this, and I never know what's what. But let's see. What is the crown? Is it crown? One looks... Where is it? Sorry, guys. Crown and... Yeah, because it looks very close to this color too, but that's more of a bluish purple. Okay, so we're in the crown chakra right now with oneness, which would explain oneness, obviously. Okay, that's unity consciousness. Oneness, oh my goodness. 45 or 9. My goodness. Can't stop saying my goodness. Galactic mushroom, the divine matrix, 24. The number 6, that's this energy. All interconnected. That's this oneness energy with this galactic mushroom. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. What's going on here? And then we have 63, or the number 9, pushing them away. Okay. All right. And then we have 15, another devil energy, Capricorn, Gemini, lovers, basic fear, ego level, abandonment, feeling unsupported, cowardice, betrayal, defection, separation, feeling excluded. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trust. So it would explain this pushing away, abandonment, some form of a sabotage here, but betrayal, that was coming through with pile 1. Seems to be some sort of theme here, you guys. Introjection, number 4, divine masculine energy, Aries and Scorpio. Okay, 31, defense mechanism, ego level. Artistic sublimation, identification, inclusion, absorption, incorporation, and internalization. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance with the third eye chakra. And then we have perception. Look at this third eye being highlighted here. So it is perception, the way we see something, the way we're seeing something. We perceive. Okay, keep going. It may feel as though you've been on this path or journey for so long. Remember I said the wrinkled, long. Okay, it may feel as though you've been on this path for so long, and you may even wonder if you're making any progress towards your dreams. This message is a loving reminder for you to keep going. You are almost there. Wow. Okay, I'm already tired. Being perfect, 1, veil of ignorance. So 1 is new beginnings, potential opportunity. Okay, it's magician energy, which is Virgo, Gemini. Being perfect, perpetual dissatisfaction, critical judgment, rigidity, austerity, unexpressed anger, difficulty having fun. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go. Oh boy. And then we have the priest. Taurus energy with the high priestess, Hierophant is what I feel here from priest, okay? So Taurus, let me sit here and scratch my head for 10 hours because I don't know what the frick's going on here. You guys can skip ahead. Interesting, we got 2 mushrooms here. Okay, 2 different decks here. Mushrooms. Mushroom, okay. Okay, pile number 2. Oh my goodness. I just feel like skipping over this whole pile. I feel like skipping over this whole reading. Anyway, I'm not going to do it. I will read this for you, okay? It's not because of you or anything like this. It's just I don't know what the hell. This could be your energy you're dealing with someone, something. Okay, apply it as you see fit. If it's not you belonging to anyone or your energy, then it's not your pile. So I asked your higher self, okay, to communicate to you what you're being called to do and why, but also to give us an idea of sort of where you're at in some capacity here so that you know whether this is your pile or not, okay? I feel like there feels to be a helpless energy here. Okay, and you truly believe whatever you're believing. Okay, but I feel it's coming from a place that hasn't been understood or reviewed just yet in the way that's going to free you or help you. And if we don't stop to go backwards, to disassemble why we're thinking or seeing the way we're seeing or thinking, we just continue pushing in that direction. And pushing in the direction of what? Insanity, or maybe pushing in the direction of what we believe to be true without question. Okay, and so when we see what we see, we believe it. We're identified with that in which we see. Of course, we have no reason to doubt ourselves. If you could trust one person 100% of the time, it'd be yourself, right? However, you will see whatever it is you're wanting to see, whether it's in line with truth or not. And so this is the downfall, is like, I could trust myself so much so, even when I'm not seeing clearly. And I feel like there is this way that you're seeing a situation that's coming from a place that's actually untrue. Okay, where's that place coming from? It's an abandonment wound. Okay, and so we might feel abandoned by other. We might still be sabotaging, and the only way we're seeing it is not that we sabotage. Of course we wouldn't. We don't want to see that. And so whatever my narrative is accurate. And I feel like we're really tied to a story. And I feel like you have some emotion that's trapped in you that is needing to be processed and really understood and accepted as it is, not as we want it to be, wish it to be, or think that it is. We can't ascribe a story to it. And we can say, well, it's my feeling, so I'm going to ascribe. It's like, no, there's more to that than that. And this is why we talk about being the silent observer. The silent observer doesn't attribute anything to anything. It just sees and witnesses exactly what things are, and then it sees through the veil. There's a veil here that's very heavy. Okay, and as long as you have the heavy veil, you'll continue to see what you see. And whatever you're seeing right now, I feel is a threat, or so you think. And so when we see threats, we prepare, or we do certain things, or we act in certain ways. We might feel dissed. We might feel abandoned. We might feel separated. We might feel like, I don't know. But the only thing that is for sure here, okay, with pushing them away, and this cowardice energy that's pulling through, is you're creating the suffering here in your situation and your circumstance because of this understanding. And so there's a greater lesson to be understood by you. And so your higher self is saying, you'll get there eventually if you keep going. Okay, but if you keep doing the same thing you always do, you'll always get what you always got. But by keeping going, eventually you'll see this. Eventually. Who knows how long? Who knows how long we got to suffer before we see the light? Who knows how long we keep doing the same thing before we say, hey, maybe I could try something different? I feel like you're taking a situation, looking at it at face value in a way with your wounded eyes of whatever experiences you've had in this lifetime, and then projecting your story onto that thing. And then you utilizing your understanding what something should be or how it should be with this priest. So you have a set rule. This is right. This is how it should be. This is what I expect. This is what is me. That is the devil. And right in front of you, there is always a choice to see through the veil, see through our own abandonment wounds, see through our own devil. And it's much easier to see devils in other people. This person's flaky, or this person's betrayed me, or this situation is, can I trust it? Or it's like all of those questions. And we think, no, I'd be stupid if I didn't ask that. It's like, no, but the questions in which you're asking are stemmed from a hurt body. Okay, body system, internal system that needs to be reviewed. Now, it doesn't need to be, but I'm only telling you what your higher self is telling you for your greater good. Why? So you can ascend. Number one, why do I need to ascend? Well, then you'll stay in misery. You'll stay stuck. You'll stay unhealed. You'll stay fearing everything. You'll stay fearing yourself. You'll stay stuck sabotaging. You'll be stuck pushing things away that you actually want without realizing you're the one pushing it away with this energy. When you see beyond the veil, you know that we are all one, and whatever you're doing to other is coming back to you because you are them. They are you. And what you see out there is happening in you. And so the worst you're seeing out there is telling you that's your inner state. Your inner state is as bad as you see it out there. And so when everything out there looks all then that means, guess what? All inside is all And your higher self is saying it wants to bless you with fortune and good things. But fortune and good things could be there all day long. All day long. But if we're still with the veil, we don't see the fortune and the good things. We sabotage it. We push it away. We don't pick the blessing. And Spirit is talking about here through your high self is that when you see through the veil, you're conscious to manifest and pick the good things and receive the good things. But when you're not conscious, the good things cannot be received. Spirit doesn't want to give you whatever this is, because I feel there's a certain situation, circumstance here that you're wanting to go in a certain way. My way. And there's nothing wrong with having a preference of a way. But when we're unconscious, and which is what you are, even if you think you're awake, why are you unconscious? Because your pain body's driving. Your abandonment wound is driving. Your sabotage is driving. Your fears are driving. Now, you could say, I'm not scared of anything or this thing. It's not fear of that. It's the need for control. That's a fear. An understanding that we have that is so strong of how something has to be or look or do, that we cannot have it any other way, is a fear. And as long as we're driven by that fear, a need for an outcome or a thing to be and go in a certain way, or when we are holding back or holding out or casting judgment, that is all stemmed from fears, different flavors of fears. And as long as we have that, we're not conscious. And as long as we have that, we can't receive the good blessing. As long as we have that, we have an other understanding. It's our own understanding, so we think it's true, but it's just a perception. Okay, so it's distorted because look what it's based on, devils and abandonments and sabotage. Okay, and as long as we hold that perception, we can't see the oneness. And the oneness is saying we're all interconnected, and as within, so without, as above, so below. Everything you're doing onto other is coming from someplace within self. And until we learn and see this, we are not embodied. We are not empowered. And so I do feel a strong divine masculine energy, but it's like a masculine carries both the feminine and the masculine. And in order to be embodied in the divine masculine energy, he must embrace his divine feminine energy, an ability to connect to a place and potentially the emotions here with, like I said, the wrinkled here. Okay, because there's an action that you're being called to take. What's this action? To pluck the fine, ripe root fruit that's ready to be plucked. That's great fortune for you. And the universe will not let you pluck this fruit, okay, until you're consciously awakened and seeing beyond the veil. Then you and this thing are aligned in perfect harmony. Whatever this thing is meant for you. And you might know this thing somehow, somewhere within you, and that this abundance is for you. And you, most likely, like everyone, wants to experience abundance. Who doesn't? Overjoy of abundance, overflowing abundance. So why would we ever push away the thing we want? Why would we ever not be ready for the thing that we want? Why? Because we believe the story that we are telling ourselves like it's true. And we're so identified with that understanding that there's no wiggle room to see it any other way. But intuitively, the intuition always knows the truth. The intuition is not fear. The intuition is stemmed from the spiritual realm. This intuition knows of oneness. The intuition knows of the interconnectedness. The intuition knows of love. Love is the only truth. There is no devil. But the body self and the unhealed self knows of what it experienced. And it created distorted perceptions, devils, fears, abandonments, betrayals. Okay, and so I feel like as long as we feel betrayed, isolated, abandoned, excluded, then we're not ready for the fruit. We're not. And the only place to go is within. And so there's this dichotomy of energy, the intuition that knows, that sees clearly, but is all clouded and can't take action right now and doesn't know what to do or how to engage, because all it sees is what it knows as a truth that it thinks it knows. But it's not a truth. It's a relative truth. It's not an objective truth. It's just a perceived truth. I am willing to learn from this. What does that take? Humility. What does that take? Seeing the greater truth, seeing beyond the veil. I am willing to learn from this. That maybe there's some way of seeing it, veil of ignorance, that was distorting this thing, that wasn't coming from the outside in, but from the inside out. And when I absolutely understand this or see this, then it's like the whole veil falls apart. Then I can make a conscious choice and take action to receive and to give. And your intuition is double time here, because there's a great truth. Why do I keep thinking of this person? Why do I keep feeling the way that I feel? Doesn't make any sense here. Why? Because your intuition knows the greater truth. And the intuition wants you to align with the truth. It's our innate energy that's going to go and align with the great truth. It doesn't want to resist and fight. What wants to resist and fight is the ego, is the devil, is the shadow, is the pain. That's what creates that. And so there's the need for hermit work. Okay, and what's the hermit work? To really go within. The hermit is a healing card, but it's healing through walking the walk, truly understanding the lesson. It's the wisdom of the hermit. So unlike any other healing card in the tarot, the hermit walked the walk, understood the lesson, sat with it. That was the true way of understanding, embodying it, embodying that lesson, not through observation. You can't learn from observation. You can't learn from jumping into it. And maybe we want it to be perfect. I won't jump into it, but I'll just observe from the sidelines. No, we have to embody and we have to be deliberate and we have to get involved here. Okay, there's fear of jumping into feet into the exploration of self. And so there feels to be this what I'm really seeing here is 2 feet driving a car, one on the gas and one on the brake, going. I ain't going anywhere. One wants to go and one wants to brake the minute it gets going. So it's not doing anything. There's something here that's made for you with this unique good things, fortune, abundance. Whatever this blessing is, I think you know it's a blessing. Okay, it's definitely made for you, but you have to be in the vibration to receive this thing. And right now, you're your worst enemy here. And you're not seeing or understanding it in any other way than that in which you think is truthful. So we'll ask, what's your higher self going to say here? Spirit, can we ask Pile 2's higher self about what are they being called to do and why? Now, the why here is so that you can receive blessings and heal this thing. Okay, and what you're being called to do is the hermit's journey and see beyond your own perception, because that is the veil of ignorance. Challenge yourself to see this oneness that's behind there, that your intuition is trying to tell you, so that you can align with blessings. Okay, so pile number 2, higher self. What is it that pile 2 is being called to do and why? What am I missing here? My stomach is gurgling. 2 of Cups. And Magicians is the day of the 2 of Cups. Magician in reverse, Gemini and Virgo. And the Mother of Swords came up for pile 1 as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in the reverse. And the 2 of Wands in the reverse. For pile number 2, what's your higher self calling them to do and why? Why is this 2 cups here? Oopsie. High Priestess, there's that intuition, Pisces energy. And what is this Mother of Swords all about? The Hermit's journey, which I was talked about here, okay? The 8 of Wands, I'm feeling the foot on the gas and the brake. Look at the circle of the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands normally points forward. It's forward movement. It's like circular. It's like, I am moving. No, you're not. You're doing circles. Circle, circle. Can't avoid the Hermit. You can sit there as long as you want, burning gas, flooding your engine. It ain't going anywhere. Sorry. Three Swords, yeah. It's making me tired. Tower. Sorry, I'm like really getting a shitty ass energy over here. Not your fault, okay? Just I start to channel the energy in which I'm channeling, and now I'm getting irritated. Page of Swords in the reverse. Six of Swords and the Tower. Okay. I do feel 1 and 2 are connected in some capacity. It doesn't have to be though, okay? What's happening here? You're your worst enemy. Okay, I'm going to call it exactly as it is without sugarcoating. You are intentionally thinking you're doing something, and I believe you, and that is the cause of your suffering. Your higher self is talking about there's only one way, and the one way is doing the Hermit's journey. What's the Hermit's journey? The Hermit's journey is self-healing through actually doing the steps of healing. Asking the questions, observation, feeling the feels, doing the thing we may not want to do. Why do we need to do it? So that we can heal the Three Swords. We have suffering that's within us that's being called to be looked at and dealt with. That's the only way that your path will open up here. You can avoid it all you want. You'll never understand or see a greater truth. And this whole thing was to get you to see a great truth. The great truth is divine truth, which is in line with what? Love, oneness, unity consciousness. We are all connected, making you get all the abundance because the universe is all abundant. There is no only for some people. Abundance for everyone, but they have to align with it. The universe wants to give you a beautiful connection here. And you can make all sorts of reasons why it's not this or that, there has to be this or that, or I'm not this or that, or understand this or that. Those are all narratives, all stories. They're all stemmed from your pain body. This is why you can't manifest. You're not manifesting because it's not a deliberate creation, meaning you're unconscious. You're still in the pain body. This happened and I need that and this is my thing and they hurt me or I have this and I know. That means you must do Hermit. There's greater truths you need to sit with. And we deflect from this. So we snort coke and we go and we read books and we go and we play video games and we go and we watch movies and we go and we stay on social media for 24 hours a day and we go and we distract and we numb. And we could do that. And there'll always be a buzzing here. A buzzing of what? The buzzing of the pain. There's no way but through. There's no way but through. Otherwise, you sit there with your foot on the gas and the brake, hoping that the universe will do something. No. So it's like, boom. The universe said here, boom. I will do something. My something here is there's only one thing that's going to make you see this. Why? Because I think the universe put in front of you something you cannot unsee. And so it's suffering. And we can't outsmart the universe and outwit because the pain always wants to outwit. The ego is the contender and it thinks it's stronger than God or the truth. And it's not. It feels that way. And it always loses. But it comes to a point where it has to snap. Where the breakthrough happens. And this is talking about the breakthrough. You're having a breakthrough. You're going to see beyond the veil. Because your intuition, and you'll know and you'll resonate with this, your intuition is so strong about a greater truth. There's a great truth here that you haven't yet been able to accept, want to accept, see fully, but you know it and you feel it. And so you're at odds and you're too foggy because the noise of the distortion of the Three Swords is not letting you connect to this High Priestess. And as long as you're there, the Spirit says that's the pain, that's the suffering, that's going to drive change. But when the snap happens, you have no choice but to do the truth. So you can see the truth, heal the truth, walk the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. So then you can open up your path because we always have a path in front of us. And this can only be done consciously. And then you could say, I could stay where I'm at, but I won't have the buzzing of the fridge because I did this and I still choose. I still choose because Spirit's not going to push you to stay where I'm at, to do this or to do that. I choose. Or I can finally see the truth of this, what the intuition was trying to tell me of this new path that I was refusing or running away from or pushing out or sabotaging or pretending it wasn't there or going la 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 or doing circles with or confusing or being a complete fucking idiot. Okay? Sorry, this is exactly how the channel is coming through because you're your worst enemy here. And I'm just telling you, you're not seeing a great truth, not because of anybody else. And your path will not open until you're ready to accept this truth. You could fight it as long as you want. And guess who's stronger than you and your ego? The universe. This is why it won't stop buzzing. Spirit wants to get you out of this 5 sword, this sabotage energy. You're not understanding, you're not seeing. You're refusing to see. Okay, and I know it's this 3 swords that's happening. And so, once the 3 swords happens, it has the wheel, you know? And we're doing everything to protect ourselves. And then we start to see distorted from that 3 swords lens. Boo, 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 everything. Everything is from a 3 swords lens, 3 swords lens. But I'm telling you, like, okay, but we have the ability, we do, even if we have a 3 swords right here, right now, to say, I am in a 3 swords energy. So I know that I'm seeing from a 3 swords. That's liberating. That should be freeing for you. Saying, whoa, now I understand. Now I understand. Doesn't mean the pain is gone. No, no, no. The pain's not gone until we understand and heal this whole thing. But now we understand that we're seeing from the lens of a 3 swords. That's half the battle. You mean my understanding is from the lens of a 3 swords within me? Nothing to do with that person, that place, that thing, that experience, or that I got to do this, or I got to be that, or it has to. No, nothing to do with that. That's the trauma that you believe it so much. It's creating the distortion and the fear. And once you see that you're seeing from the 3 swords eyes, then your intuition kicks in and it's going to tell you what to do exactly. There's something meant for you here, okay? And you're getting in the way of this thing with your own 3 swords and your own avoidance of going inward, of truly understanding and embracing a truth. And you're creating confusion in your own situation. And you're creating this block. And the block will be there forever, forever. So let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message. Who's put me in a better mood? I'm trying. I don't know. I think you're irritated, you know? I'm not irritated at you. I know I'm swearing here, but I feel you're irritated. You're so irritated here. You really are. Okay? And the more you're irritated like this, it's like the more you believe in that story because it's so intense, but it's like you're seeing something not right that's creating the irritation. So let's see. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile number 2 from their higher self. What are they being called to do and why? Now, the biggest why here is the spiritual ascension and the healing of the 3 swords. Okay? Free you, liberate you from suffering, but also to bless you with fortune, good things, and abundance, and a beautiful union. And to empower you to see how empowered you can be. This is why. Okay? Let's leave that there. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. From the higher self of pile 2, what are they being called to do and why? What am I missing here? Oh, alrighty. I don't even know if I should be asking. Now look at vroom, 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 not going anywhere, flooding the engine until the engine dies out. Okay, but 8 wands is forward movement is a breakthrough. Instead of moving forward, we're doing circles here. Crossing your fingers, thinking that we're doing something, you know? I think you think you're doing something. No, you're not doing anything at all. Nothing at all here, and maybe that's it. You're doing nothing at all, but keep doing nothing at all, and eventually your engine will flood. And when the engine floods, guess what? I have to go look under my hood. And when I look under my hood, then I got to fix it. And when I got to fix it, I got to spend money. Like, it's going to happen however it happens here, you know? Or I could just not do the vroom, vroom and put my foot on the gas and start moving. There's a simple path, and then there's like the most beat you up path, and maybe the most beat you up path is your path, because I see the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Maybe you need to learn something here that only Spirit can teach to you. Cups in reverse. Stuckity yuck yuck. And something that isn't even making you happy. Why are we in a situation that doesn't make us happy? For whatever our perceived reality is. We could think, wow, I am happy, or I belong here, or whatever the narrative is. No, not right. 88, by the way, master number, a higher calling that is grounded in self-awareness. That's that hermit, and reverence for life. You're being called to have some self-awareness here, okay? Instead of sticking to some situation here that's holding you hostage that you don't see. You might not even think you're hostage here, but you're not free. You're stuck. And you're really fixed. You're fixated on something here. Yeah, you don't see. Okay? Son of Swords. And so you could be combative. You could be defensive. You could be saying all sorts of things. Protecting yourself. From what place? From a place of blindness. This is like the blind man arguing that he knows what he's seeing here. No, you don't know. You didn't understand. You didn't learn the lesson. You're stuck in a situation here that you're choosing to be stuck. Okay, whether it's a conscious choose or not a choose, but you're still there. And then you're coming off as this defensive know-it-all sort of energy. Alrighty. Yeah, inner conflict, 5 of Wands, creating conflict. There's the Mother of Cups, blocking abundance, blocking love. So why can't we get love in our heart? Why can't I receive beautiful, loving energy from the Mother of Cups? Why can't I give love? Why can't I receive love? Why is this person withholding? Why? You have nowhere to look but self. That's what. Mother of Swords, Mother of Cups. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Maybe someone stopped talking to you. Someone stopped giving you love here. Hangman in reverse, Pisces, and the Hierophant in reverse, Taurus. We're fixated on our understanding and we don't see. That's what this is. Blind as a bat, don't see, fixed in my own way, fixed in my own understanding of my lifestyle here. This priest and this Hierophant, okay? But it's in reverse. And so it's like unconventional. And I am so fixated on what I want and my understanding of what I think that I am and what I need here. And I am challenged by unconvention. Unconventional to me. Comfort zone, fixated at the expense of blocking. Okay, 8 Swords, exactly. In my own mind, my own limitation, my own restriction. And when I carry this, my outside world acts accordingly. People withhold, people run away, people leave my life, people don't talk to me, things become unclear, and I become in a prison of my own making, going boom, 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 not going anywhere. Stuck saying, well, at least I was right. Okay. Now, because I need to let go and I need to change. And I need to release what no longer serves me so I can welcome what is for me. Because on the other side is emotional happiness, not stuckness, not vexation, not stubbornness, not my way or the highway, not I can only see one way and my way is right, and my understanding of how I've always done it in the past. That's all driven from fear. And we don't see you admitting any sort of fear here, but only a fear would keep us in an 8 Swords because of a belief that we believe. Someone told us something. We believe a something. We have an understanding of a way we need to be or a something here that keeps me stuck, that doesn't allow me to work with the universe. Because guess what? The universe says one thing for sure. And the one thing for sure is change is the only constant. Okay, which you got a 55 in your reading, what I was saying when I laid out the cards. 23 and 5 here. 5, 5. Change is the only constant. Divinely orchestrated change. This is divinely orchestrated to make you change. You're like, oh, why do I need to change? Why? Because you're fixated on one understanding that's very narrow, how you've always perceived it and understood it to be. And there's great intuition that knows better, because the intuition knows of a greater truth. It's connected to the divine. It's not fixated. It's not limited. It's not only finite here, stuck in a little 3D mind. And you'll forever be stuck here until you trust the intuition, until you lean into this thing and say, hey, maybe I am seeing something very fixed. Maybe I'm very fixed in my point of view. Okay? I mean, you can be there all you want. The only person who's suffering here is going to be you. Okay? Yeah, 4 of Wands. And just tie me back to pile number 1, Union. Okay? This is also my twin flame card. So the pile number 2, I don't know what to tell you, you know. You're your worst enemy. There's a union that can happen. What's a union? A masculine and a feminine coming together. Okay? Through a flow state of giving and receiving. And there goes my email confirming. The only way we could be in union is to get in union with ourselves. Meaning what? I got to get out of my own way, and I got to see beyond the veil of fear, the veil of abandonment. I got to release things that are keeping me stuck in old patterns, old mindsets. This is the only way to break free and move forward and allow abundance in. Otherwise, I stay little. I stay emotionally unhappy. I don't learn lessons. I stay in confusion and dark, and I start to say that I am the things that I was trained to believe. I am my religion. I am my... No, you're not. No, you're not. You can go ahead. Live the religion. Live your tradition. Live those beliefs. Those are just mind stories that you're upholding in your mind. A belief is just nothing. It's a mind story. Doesn't matter how intense you feel about that belief. It's still just a perceived thing. It has no weight to it. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. And remember with the mushrooms here in this oneness, meaning what? Meaning your perception of that little intense belief you have, which seems very real to you, like an entity onto itself, is nothing. There's a greater truth, and that's connected to all. It transcends mind chatter, mind story. Those are all limiting thoughts. Those are all things that get implanted in our mind, and we could hang on to it and make it real and give it a life like it's a real God and it's a real story and it's a real entity and it exists for real. It's like, no, it's a mirage. It's just a thought. It's a belief. It could change. In the split second, it changes. Right here, right now, all of those stories and those beliefs aren't existing unless you hang on to it, unless you keep feeding yourself that story. They don't exist. They don't exist. You just keep seeing the same thing. Yeah, 10 swords. So you got to put an end. Okay, and look, 10 in the reverse, 10 swords and death in the reverse. We're having a hard time releasing something, putting an end to something. And as long as we cannot do this, the universe keeps on turning. People will leave our lives. Opportunities will move over and move on. Okay, but we're still stuck with our own self. We'll always be stuck with the voice inside our head. We'll always be conflicted. We'll always have an opportunity whether to believe what we've always believed and stay limited and stuck, or we could see through the veil and challenge yourself to buck the system of what we created, to work with the divine creator and say, maybe there are other truths here. Let me just observe. I don't have to partake, but let me observe. Let me consider. Let me witness. And then you're free, because that's all Spirit wants you to do, is just see and consider. And then you're conscious to make a choice. You can still choose whatever thing you keep choosing here. But it's just wanting you to see. And that's all. That's all Spirit is doing here, okay? Because I think Spirit's saying, once you see the great old truth, there's no looking back, because your intuition already knows the good old truth here. Union, what's meant for you, abundance, good things, fortune. It has to be deliberate. Can't be from fear and devil and all of this other stuff, okay? Pile 2, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 3. You guys picked the cordyceps and the indigo milk cap. I need a little break after pile number 2. I hope to God this is not going to make me all triggered. I don't know why I'm so triggered. I guess I'm just really irritated with the energy that I'm channeling today. So 7 and 33. Okay, let's take a look. What are we asking? We're asking your high self. What should pile number 3 do and why? Okay, now, of course, don't listen to a pair of talking hands on the internet. It never tells you what to do, okay? But if you resonate with this reading in regards to your energy, then your higher self is coming through here with guidance on what you should be doing next, okay? So I do suggest you sit through this card layout specifically to know whether this is your pile or not, but you don't have to. If you want to go straight away to your channeled message, you can do so, okay? So we have Basil with inspiration. The trigger statement, I am tired of it all. This is exactly how I feel. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired of it all, you know? Okay, so true statement. I find strength in my purpose. Please rest and know that in this stillness, you will find clarity around your purpose here. The need to cope will fall away as you find the question you are the answer to. Alrighty. Sure. Respiratory with breath. It says the trigger statement, I can't breathe. True statement, I open up to all possibilities. You are ready to let go of the suffering so that you can take in new possibilities. Release so you can receive. Beautiful. Beautiful. Inspiration and breath. True colors, essence. Wow. Yeah, true colors, essence. Same sort of energy. You know, your true colors, your authentic self, the essence of who you are. Beautiful. Okay. Patience. Yeah, patience. I sound like I'm like this bitter person. Yeah, patience my ass. It's like, we're tired of your impatience. All right. Yeah, look, malady, sick of it all. I'm tired of it all. I want to rest. No more spirit. Pile number 3 is tired of it all. All right. I think collectively everyone's tired of it all. Dear, open your heart power. Open your heart power. Beautiful. So divine masculine energy with the buck here, Aries energy. Okay. Heart power. Wow. Yeah, like empowerment. Okay, because power would be like feeling empowered. Heart is sort of neutral. So the heart power. But what is it saying? Like, make a decision based on your heart. With this buck. Open your heart power. Okay, I'm just fascinated by that. Volcano 49 or 13, Scorpio energy, volcano. Wow. Something's bottled up here. Decision. Mars in Gemini. So divine masculine energy we have here with the Mars, Aries, Scorpio, but that's this energy of action. Gemini is thought, communication. Number 3 is divine feminine energy because that's Venus. Taurus, Libra. Okay, and then we have concentration. Interesting. Saturn in Gemini, more Gemini energy. So we have Capricorn and Aquarius. And another 33. Master number, reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. 3s are all about growth, relationships, initial success. Okay, let's go. Number 16 and number 7. So Tower, Chariot energy, and let go is definitely this death energy, Scorpio energy. Okay. This is definitely letting something go by releasing something here. Something that's been held in. Okay, you see the cow here. Okay, and then we have interference with 42, or the number 6. Now, this deck is odd because blue is not the throat chakra in this deck. What is this blue again? This blue is the third eye. Yeah, the third eye is clouded here with this interference. Okay, and so like I always say, 6 is the lovers, but it's also the devil. And so it's, if our intuition isn't clear, we don't know if we're choosing based on love, open your heart power, or if we're choosing based on fear, which it is if there's interference and distortion and we can't see clearly to make a decision or to let go of something. Okay. And then we have lay of the land. I was totally feeling this volcano-y energy, but it's someone standing here with a moon. 34 or the number 7. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Okay. And then we have 45, repairing the veil, forgiveness. Wow. Okay. 9, which is Virgo, Cancer energy. There's a butterfly talking about transformation. That's a Scorpio energy. Repairing the veil. So I'm getting some sort of 3 cups energy with this reconciliation, with forgiveness. Even this lay of the land, something with history here. Okay. And then we have duplicity, 39, or the number 12, more Pisces energy. Hangman energy, but duplicity is the 2s, okay? Duality, balance, choices, that's this decision. Duplicity is the Gemini here. That's this lovers, love, and fear. Wow. Then we have 102 and 3. 3 again, lots of 3s here. You guys might be seeing 333. It says essence, growth level, trust, confidence, certainty, wish, hope, aspiration, and expectancy with the solar plexus energy. Okay, and then we have another 3. Wow, 48, sin, ego level, lie, trust and lie. Look at the duplicity here. Look at this. They're like my spirits are really pushing my channeling here. Trust and lie, sneakiness, deception, trickery, falsehood, simulation, and appearance. Type 3 of the Achiever emotional center between appearance and authenticity. More solar plexus. Solar plexus is ego. Ego is not heart. Trust and lie. Duplicity. 2 aspects. Fear or love. Oh my goodness. And then we have fortitude. So this is the strength. And look at the buck I was really drawn into. The masculine energy, also with the horns here, or the whatever antlers. Okay, we see a fox, a cougar, and I don't know what kind of bird that is. Is that a falcon? And a weasel? And then a moose. Or caribou. Fortitude, strength, and masculine energy. Does someone have a beard or a mustache like this? Or a goatee? I'm really like drawn to this mustachy goatee sort of energy that's pulling through here. Okay. Oops. And then we have healing. Your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and an open heart. Healing, resting. All right. And then we have bravery. That's this fortitude, okay? You're being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable. But you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision, and you will feel much lighter when you do. Okay. And then we have 66 with betrayal. Wow, this lie here. Altered exterior image, falsehood, lies, failure, humiliation, social decline, and career inactivity. Type 3 of the Achiever emotional center between appearing and authenticity. More solar plexus. 66 is what? That 33 doubled now. 66, service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup and not martyrdom. Taurus, Libra energy. And being useful. Veil of ignorance. Number 2. 2 is that to duplicity. Okay. Being useful. Need of recognition. Rescuer syndrome. Helper's pride. Self-forgetfulness. Veiled own needs. Affective dependency. Type 2, the helper emotional center between giving and receiving with the root chakra. Okay. Let me channel this energy for you, beautiful people. Okay, pile number 3, your higher self is coming through here knowing that you're going through a period of release and healing at the end of the day, and all your higher self is wanting you to do is heal and release. You already know what you're being called to do. You're already working through it. Let it do and take its time as it works through, okay? Patience. We hate hearing patience because it's like what we want right away when we want it, right? But that's ego. And as long as we have ego with the solar plexus coming through, then we haven't really learned anything at all. The whole point of this whole thing was so we wouldn't have an egoic expectation. Okay? There is no ego. There's no ego here. There is just the heart. And the heart doesn't have timing or egos or expectations or any of this type of stuff. Now, the heart is connected to the intuition. The intuition could have interference when fear creeps in there. And when fear creeps in, we don't let go. We start doing things out of fear, expecting certain things, clinging to certain things, attaching to certain outcomes, saying certain things. That's all fear. Let it go. And if you need to cry, cry. If you need to release whatever emotion, release it. But you're needing to trust right now that you're in a healing process, that after this, your truest form is coming online here. Okay? Like your truest form comes online here. And that all possibilities will open up to you. And so I feel like there is you holding two truths at the same time that could be very, very difficult to do. And how you got to this point is by experiencing somebody maybe not being completely open and honest with you, a lie, a betrayal. And what happens when someone is in lie and betrayal? And we move through with strength and bravery, and then we heal from something. And we can look at our own role. And this isn't saying who's at fault and what happened and why, so much as it is we can always look at our own involvement. And so we might have been involved in a way here that maybe we are looking back on saying, I could have or I should have, or this is why I did what I did, and take this as the lesson, the lesson for you, the lesson for your understanding, because without this, then it's just an experience that happens just at random, and nothing is at random. There was some involvement that you had, and so the whole point is for you to own up to whatever your involvement was, even if it was small, even if it, obviously no one's asked to be lied to, betrayed, okay? And there's something about a beautiful heart that wants to be trusting and loving, of course. Okay, but when trust comes from a solar plexus, when trust comes from an ego, there's an expectation, there's an attachment. That has nothing to do with another person, like having to deliver anything. That's an egoic expectation. And so if somebody lies or betrays, it doesn't mean, well, therefore you didn't deserve someone lying or betraying. This just means that we have to really, really, really take a look at our own stance and saying, I am the helpless victim here. I was just trusting. I was giving. Meanwhile, we had some form of an expectancy, some form of an outcome in mind. That's not from the heart. It's not. I don't care how you paint it, Now, does it give a right for someone to lie and sneak and cheat and blah, 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 and humiliate? No. But I'm not even talking about them. We're not even looking at them. We're trying to get you closer to truth. We're trying to get you to understand what has happened here. You're healing this thing, but you can't heal it unless you see it. And it's not asking you to see the lie. You already see the lie or the veil or the whatever. The greater strength here, the truer healing here is opening the heart. That takes courage. And why? When the heart opens, why does that take great courage? Because we see through our own mask. We see through our own ego. Our own need from the egoic need to rescue other, or this helper's pride, or this need to validate ourselves or veil our own needs because I'm going to do something here at my own expense, knowing full well this is what you're healing. It's ancestral wounding. It's through this experience you're healing this thing. And I think the ball is always in your court here. This decision is saying it's up to you whether you see this, or you could refuse to see it and put it all on someone else. They bad, me good. They the liar, I'm the one who just got taken for a ride. Okay, well then we'll just get taken for a ride again at some other point in time. Forgiveness, opening of the heart, says whoever does something like this, karma will unfold the way it needs to for that person. But thank you, spirits, for whatever you're showing me, because I see that you're showing me something deeper about myself, about the truth, about my heart, about my strength, about my ability to move beyond something here that I need to connect to, and the choice is mine. It's going to take great fortitude, strength, concentration for me to see beyond my own ego, beyond this superficial way that I might be seeing something. And I will give myself the space I need to take, because I just went for a ride here. But I find my own strength to find lessons in this thing. And I'm going to give myself as much time as it takes here. But I'm going to let it go. Let go of any resentments. Let go of any understanding I have of what that means about them and what that means about me. No, ego, story, narrative, let it go. It's not serving you right now, and you haven't learned anything. That's the thing. And I think you have learned. And so now we're just forgiving ourselves, maybe for saying, well, I should have seen, or I should have known, or I shoulda, woulda, coulda. No. And this is going to give you empowerment here, okay? The love you feel, the forgiveness is the healing. That's the thing that gives you empowerment. That's the thing that's driven with the heart power. Because I could forgive, because I could see my own involvement, because I can not interfere with my own third eye of what the great truth is with the ego. The ego wants to think it did nothing wrong, or that it was in the good, or that it was giving from a selfless place. And of course, it's going to paint that picture. I was selfless. I was loving. I was overgiving. I was caring. No. You were expecting. You might have had a hope. You might have been sabotaging yourself. You might have needed recognition. You might have been betraying your own self here. This big lie was actually you lying to yourself. Ouch. And so who cares about this other person or this situation? Now, does that mean forgive them and let them off scot-free? It's not even about them. Who cares what they're doing? Let karma deal with them. And I think a lot of you guys already let that go. Now we're just letting go of our own betrayal, our own egoic story, victim story. Okay? Because we're creating the victim and the rescuer within ourselves. That narrative. It will be alive forever until we see beyond the veil, until we see through this third eye the truth. Okay, but the interference would be the narrative, the story, the belief we have of they bad, I good, I did nothing. Okay, we're just running with the story we've always told ourselves. No, there's a greater, deeper truth here, and it involves compassion, it involves forgiveness, it involves true great strength to admit our own involvement. Okay, unbiased involvement here. And then we're in Empress energy. And Empress is the only energy that's able to receive abundance. Okay, so you're graduating into beautiful Empress energy after this experience, but this is the only way through. 10 cups, yeah. So what are you going to manifest here? A 10 cups, an Empress energy, a graduation. But you have to admit certain truths, no matter how painful, and then let yourself heal. I did this. I could have enabled this. I could have allowed this. I could have, I don't know, trusted this person because of some sort of aspect of self. It takes two. One person can't dupe another unless the other is believing. It takes two. The lie cannot happen unless I trust and believe. Okay, and if I trust and believe, am I believing from a solar plexus, or am I believing from a heart? Because a heart cannot be manipulated. Only the ego could be manipulated and then feel threatened. And we say, why is there heartbreak then? No, it's just ego. A heartbreak is an ego. You can't break a heart. When you love unconditionally. There is no parameters around how. That's all transactional. That's all ego. Fear. Okay, 3 of Wands. Then you move forward. Yeah, 5 of Wands. We got to work through the inner dialogue here, okay? 8 Pentacles doing the work. Justice, karmic justice is coming here. You will get your 10 cups, but you must admit some form of truth here within your own inner dialogue here in order for karmic justice to take place. You are deserving of 10 cups. Everyone is, though. But this lesson was showing you something of a great truth that you're needing to see here, okay? Duplicity. 2 sides to everything here. You can't have one without the other. Emperor in reverse. So again, this empowerment, this ability for you to empower your own self, to bring your own justice to self, to see the truth of self, even if somebody was in the shadow. Okay? Yeah, Mother of Wands in reverse. So this could be wearing a mask, an ego death. I'm still riding on the solar plexus energy. There's the truth. And there's the Daughter of Pentacles, the opportunity. And then the Eight of Wands, the breakthrough. And then the Four of Swords, the need to heal. And then the Two of Cups. So today's reading, all about love, all about love. You have a relationship, I think you feel screwed over or let down by someone, okay? You're learning about putting down your own ego, your own mask, you know, your involvement. It takes two to play in a Two of Cups game, if you will. And you could say, I wasn't playing a game. No, but your move, their move. Like, it takes two to flow. And anyone cannot be more than 50%, because two people, 50 and 50 is 100. You can't surpass 100%. And one half cannot be more than the half it is. And so one person is only ever responsible for half, ever. If they show up, don't show up. It's always, they're responsible for 50. The other person, always 50. Even if they overgive or undergive, it's always 50. They can't surpass 50. 50-50, 50-50, duplicity, 50-50, trust and lie. There's always 50-50. No matter how much I don't want to be the victim, or I was good, or whatever the ego story it tells you. That's all a mask. That's an ego blow here, and we need to heal from this thing. We got to tell ourselves the truth and not lies. What is the great truth? The great truth is that you had an involvement of 50% of whatever this was, and that spirit is showing you in order to heal. And the minute you heal and you embrace the truth rather than deny or run around it or make reasons for it or let the ego say, but I was right, and I know, then you get empowered. Then you've learned the karmic justice. Then you've done the work where you're needing to do it. Then things move forward and break free. And guess what happens? You get an opportunity here. What is your opportunity? A real Two Cups. You work for it. You healed it. You saw the thing Spirit wanted you to see. Spirit wants you to be honest. Spirit wants you to know, even if it feels like a blow to your confidence, even if it feels like you're like, whoa, I feel all sorts of ways about it. It's okay. Well, let's lean into the truth. You might be conflicted about it, but take as long as you need here to heal. The Spirit says that karmic justice is happening here, and that your high self wants you to know that the sooner you see the truth, the sooner you can close this out, the sooner you'll be happy here. Okay? That's what your high self wants you to know. So we're going to close this out with one final reading here. Spirits, for pile number 3. What does pile number 3 need to know? Oh my goodness, the moon in reverse. Coming out of that delusion, confusion, Wheel of Fortune, to learn the lesson, the destined lesson, the Four of Cups, feeling rejected, the Father of Cups. Okay, this definitely is like something about emotions, feeling rejected. Emotions not coming online here. Ten of Swords in the reverse, a need to end. The Hangman, being stuck in their own understanding of something. Pisces, and then the Star in reverse. Not getting what we want, and maybe feeling egoically disappointed by this. I'm not going to get my star. I was rejected. It's like, no, we're seeing something completely not right, or how we're wanting to see it or how we understand it. There's a greater perspective to see this thing, but we must put something to an end by embracing a truth. Okay, Daughter of Swords, embracing some sort of truth. But we need to get curious about the truth. We need to learn the truth. Four Pentacles in the reverse. Let it go. So pile number 3, you're being asked to let go. Let go of your understanding. Let go of the understanding you have right now. Whatever it is. I don't know what you're telling yourself. It's not right. And I do feel it's coming from an ego. Them versus me. I was the hero, the saint. I did all this. No. Ego. You did nothing. You were 50% of the issue of why you got hurt. That's all it's showing here, And I know I'm saying it very sort of bluntly here, but because I'm trying to help you move beyond this and see beyond this, because the great truth is when you can see above this, that you are 50%, you won't no longer feel rejected. You'll say, okay, I learned the lesson here, and now I can move forward, because that's the only way to heal, is to actually see what happened here. Your involvement, your 50%, was part of the rejection and why you got stuck and why things couldn't move. It had nothing to do with someone else fully, or someone else was doing anything. You were engaged and you made decisions and you felt rejected because of whatever was going on within you that needed to be healed. Okay, regardless if someone was withholding or engaged or not engaged, it's like your understanding of this thing needs to be seen now. You need to see it differently. That's the only way to close this out. That's the only way to get through the confusion. Okay, and so of course, this is maybe the final sort of stage. Why? Because the fear that the ego has to see the truth is going to want to keep you not letting go. It's going to want to keep you sort of thinking what it knows to protect itself. I did nothing wrong, you know? And I'm not saying you did anything wrong so much as it is your involvement in 50% of what happened. Needs to be seen through. That's it. So you can release it, so you can heal it, so you can work through this thing, so you can see the greater truth, so you can be empowered, so your heart can be open, even if that means your heart feels shut down for some time, you know? It's only shuts down because the ego, the Queen of Wands in reverse, that's the ego death. The ego is the only thing that would block heart. And right now we're seeing and speaking from devilly places. And so this is what you're repairing. Okay, beautiful pile number 3. I hope this helped you. I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.